Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And I want to wait to make sure that everything is all right, that people are here, and that people can hear me and see me, and there's no problems. I get a lot of questions, lots and lots. I think most of the questions I get are about magazines, images that I use for my collage. Hi, Jane and Laura. And so I wanted a place. I'll do another short little video, but I wanted a place to, hey, Vicki and Jennifer, to address all those questions and have a place for people to ask questions. I think the most asked question that I get is, what's my favorite magazine? Well, my absolute favorite magazine is a magazine that's free. That is the truth, and that is my number one. If it's free, it's for me. Hi, Missy. Hi, Claudette. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Lori. Tilda. Happy Tuesday. I don't want to spend money on magazines, so I pick them up everywhere. I'm going to show some of, hi, Susan, some of them that I have. I've got piles and piles. I am doing my organization, my room organization. I was doing that a bit yesterday. I've lost some of my bins that I organize my images in. Not lost. They are here somewhere. I'm just not sure exactly where they are. You know? I know. And I just found this, so I'm going to talk about it. So my favorite magazines are the things I can pick up for free. You can pick up things at grocery stores sometimes. Publix used to have a publication, and I think they only put it out at Christmas and Thanksgiving time now. So I saw that, Missy. Who are you bringing? I only find it, but it's got some really great images in there. And I just went to a Trader Joe's. I was looking for hazelnuts, raw hazelnuts, because I like to munch on those. It's a good something to munch on that I don't have to cook. And Aunt Sandra said that she found them there, so I thought, that sounds very good. So I went. And I saw this on the counter as I was. Interesting. Okay. As I was leaving, I saw this. This is great. Look at these hand-drawn images. How cool is this? And they are throughout the magazine. Just little hand-drawn little bits. So I will be going through this. This one comes from Books A Million. It's always on the counter. They're advertising the new books that come out. I'm going to go through this one too. I don't get a lot of stuff from this, but I get a lot of tiny little pictures. Another one is, we went to the museum that's right across the parking lot from the library. We went there after our get-together. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Paper Kitty. And, you know, there are some of the major cities, most of the major cities put out publications, and you'll find them in museums, you'll find them in tourist information places, you'll find them in hotels a lot of times, grocery stores sometimes, but it tells you things that are happening in the area, things that are coming up, things to look out for. restaurants and that kind of stuff. So I always pull these out. When I find them, I'll get one. I'll get one. Look at all these little hearts. How cool is that? So that's these two. This one is also a county cultural arts magazine, free. Found it at the museum as well, and it's got lots of images in it. Also, advertisement, the brochure for the Polk Museum of Art. That's where we were. Degas is right there. They're going to be. He's displayed until the end of March. If you haven't seen it, it is really kind of cool to go and see. A gallery guide. We're going to go through this. Catalogs that come through the mail are great. You don't have to pay for them. And another one that I really like, I don't know if I brought any up. I think maybe this is one of them. When you're traveling and you are driving past state lines, I always go to the welcome centers. They always have really cool magazine type brochures for counties, for cities, places to visit in the state. They want you to come and visit them and spend money. So they make the pictures look really, really cool. And they are perfect for collaging. So hopefully we'll get through that. And then I have a couple other regular magazines to get through if we get through all this stuff. Free is my favorite. I really do like the travel guides. I really like those a lot. I get them every time I travel. I will get them. So those are a few of the magazines type things that I will be harvesting today. All right. Yes, I meant to say that. Thank you, Claudette. Tourist magazines. You can go to, if you're planning a trip to a different state, you can go online, and I don't know exactly what the, Google the state, Google tourist information. A lot of times the state will mail you brochures. If you are not traveling, have them mailed to you. I got some great ones from Oregon. It's where I'm from. Oklahoma has great ones. Anyway, you can do that. And I got a couple of cities in England to mail me brochure, catalog, magazine type things as well. So they are in other countries as well. Anyway, so this is what I'm going to do today. Another question I get a lot is, how do I organize my stuff? All right. I am all about the baskets. I am. I like my baskets. You guys have seen my baskets with my little bits, my leftover bits. I keep many, many baskets here. These are leftover bits, and I need one of these, this size of baskets over here with just medium-sized images. I don't have one. I think I've run out of baskets. But these baskets hold all kinds of different bits, book pages and envelope patterns and stamped and embossed images. I've got scrapbook paper, painted paper, napkins, and tissue paper, it looks like, over here. So yeah, I've got another 4 of them over here. I have them over here. They're right next to my workstation. I have a little shelf that I can put them on. So I have the top of the shelf to put things on, and right underneath I have all these baskets. So I can grab them when I need a little bit of something. And in the baskets are all my little bits. So I am kind of, when I'm harvesting today, I will be harvesting some, as I can't find my little medium bits. So I can't, and I don't have an empty basket, so I'm putting them in a shoebox today. All right, I'm just putting them in a shoebox. I will be finding another basket eventually. All right. I like my baskets because I can flip through, and of course it would be helpful if I actually had something in the baskets, but you guys have seen it. I bring the basket out, I flip through until something catches my eye that I want to work with, that I like the looks of, or the color's right, or the size is right, or it's an image that just sparks my interest. I will pull it out. Sometimes I pull out more than one. I like the baskets because I can stack them on top of each other when they've got just a little bit in them or when they've got quite a bit in them. It saves me room. I usually have more than one size of basket. This will be smaller stuff. This will be a medium-sized stuff, and I like the big baskets for full page images. And I don't know if I'll come across any of those, but my full page image baskets are completely full. I wouldn't have been able to get anything else in them. So I don't really need to be harvesting, but that's what I am going to do today. So that's what I'm doing. When I'm pulling things out, I sort it by size. There are a few things that I pull to the side that I am saving by theme. I save words. I save numbers. I put words in another basket. And just for tiny itsy bitsies, I use one of these. And I think I've got an empty one down here. So I'm not sure exactly which one mine are at. So I'm going to use this one for my itsy bitsy tiny little things. And I will show you those when I come across them. All right. Let's get the baskets out of the way. Faces are another one that I usually put to the side because I use faces usually together with faces. So I want them all together so that I can find them when I'm looking for them. Hi, Joey. Hi, Deb. I have 2 full baskets of whole magazine pages. And then, while I'm at it, guys, you might recognize this bin for those people that have come to the get-togethers, the library. I've been adding stuff to this since Saturday. This is the Collage Fodder, and that's just a fancy word for stuff to glue onto the pages, into collages. I've been adding to this, adding images, and I will be adding a bunch more stuff before the next get-together, all right? So I may throw some things in here as well. But anyway, yes, I've got tons and tons of bins, baskets, boxes to save things in. And I kind of wanted to have them out and about. Let me put the tiny one over here. The smallish one, I want to be able to have enough room to get stuff out, but I want you to be able to see stuff too. Last time I did harvesting a magazine, and I'm putting these guys on the other side just because they're huge and you don't really need to see them, and they're in my way. Maybe I can put words over here too, so you can kind of see those. I do sell packs of fish bits. I do. Are you asking? You know Jennifer. Hi, Cheryl. You know. I do. I have things for sale, and I'm going to have some new things for sale up soon. I was organizing yesterday and didn't get a chance to make the video. I want to get a new pack of Joss papers put together, and I do have some other stuff, but I'm going to offer them to my Patreon people first, so it's going to be a week or so before I get them over here. But anyway, and I am going through and trying to reorganize my room, which has it took me all day yesterday to get a game plan, because I repiled everything and it was looking pretty much like when I started. I am going to be continuing on. I am organizing and trying to dig out. I've lost a lot of things. I had all my projects together in one space, and during Glue Book January, I was working on so many projects and doing so much stuff that they have gotten kind of mixed in with everything else. So I'm kind of trying to sort things out once again, but I will get there. Fish bits are fodder. You want larger pieces of fish bits? Is that what you're asking for, Miss Jennifer? Is that what you're asking? My organization videos kickstarted your organization. Fabulous. I love to hear that. I am continuing on, and I will get the room cleaned up. One of the things that I was doing is I was kind of working in the space to see kind of what I needed, like right in here, what I use all the time. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I will work on that. I will work on that. So what you're saying is you want larger fish bits. Larger fish bits. Is that what you're asking for? Hi, Linda. Okay. So, I was working in the space to see what I needed and what I didn't need right in here. And so I will be finishing that up. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get organized. I am completely disorganized. All that organization that I did kind of got undone. So I have to redo it. Fish fillets. Shark bits. Oh, you guys make me laugh. All right. All right. I will work on that. I will work on that. Fish fillets. I did have the cigar boxes that were larger pieces. I do not have those. I dismantled those. But I can put something together. Let me, I'm thinking about this. I did have some larger bits. Let me grab one of the larger ones that I had. Hi, Deanna. Like the stuff in the, of course, and that's what all the fodder is. See, I'm supposed to be harvesting magazines, you guys. You guys are distracting me. You guys are making me find things that. Let me come right back. All right, I'm coming right back. All right. So number one is I always have book pages for sale. I am redoing book pages, book page packs. I sold out of all the ones that I had. I've added quite a few books, different languages, and some really old ones and things like that. So I'm putting together more book packs, book page packs. They will have more pages in them this next time. This is a collage bit. This is a Serendipity Find It book kit. It's got the larger pieces in it. It's got some full page fodder. It's got think this is what you guys are looking for? Is this what you're looking for? It's got a lot of different kinds of stuff. Scrapbook paper and security envelopes and painted papers and wrapping paper bags, maps, menus, magazine images, some calendar pages, a lot of book pages, different fonts and colors and languages and stuff like that, some larger pieces. I was trying to put together bits that were large enough to make, you know, and I think I put them someplace so I can't reach them right now, but so that you can make the pages for a Serendipity 3-tier book. These are not available at the moment. I'm offering these to Patreon people first. And then I've got the little tiny bits, the little tiny find-its. There are like 250 little bits of things, stickers and pieces of napkin and paper punches and all kinds of stamps and anything. Little bits of things to find. These will go on sale. I'm going to offer them. I'm trying to get the Joss Papers packs ton too, so I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to offer them. But anyway, and then I've had the larger packs for a while. And these, let me get a basket out here. These are also a bit bigger. And there's a lot more of them. There's a little bit of everything in here. Stamped images and tissue paper, book bits and numbers and tickets and wrappers and foils and Joss papers and napkin bits. And these are, you know, kind of larger than fish bits would be. Playing cards and all kinds of stuff in there. So I've had those for sale for a while too. Anyway, but yes. The things that I have for sale, I do not have an Etsy. I don't have time to keep up an Etsy. I sell items way too fast. If you're interested, I do have a playlist called Things for Sale. You'll find anything that I have for sale at any given moment in the playlist. And all you need to do is email me, and I will send you an invoice through PayPal. Okay? Thank you, Tilda. So, oh, Denise, that's horrible. Hang in there. Hang in there. So, what I'm looking for when I am harvesting magazines is text, images, numbers, letters, words. I'm looking for everything. So I will just start. Trader Joe's. This is new to me. I had not known that they were so cool. And this one has images on both sides, so I have to decide which one I want, and I really like this guy. So I am actually going to tear him so that when I go to use him, he's already got a nice edge and I don't have to re-tear. And I kind of like this too with the red text. So I'm just going to tear that out and put it in some kind of basket. I may have to sort out by size here in a little bit. Let's see, anything else? Here's another bit of the red. I really like the red. So I am just going to cut or tear so it's torn on all the edges. I don't always tear all the edges, but He is large, but you know what? He would fit in this thing, on the pages of this. He would fit perfectly. Might need to find a place for him. And I'm just going to rip him out so I don't have to do it again. But he would fit on one of these pages. Just barely. Maybe I'll put him in my Anything Goes book, because that's a little bit larger. But anyway, so here he is. He's large. He is pretty large. He's going to go in the basket for the large ones, which is over there where you can't see it. So I'm just going to pop it in right in there. Hi, Jamie. Nice to see you. Okay, my chair is sliding in places I don't need my chair to slide. And I need to get this fodder out of my way so I have room to move. All right, so let's see what's left of this guy. You know what? It's not bad. I really save it and use it. He may be only part of an image, but when you're just doing little squares like we did in the get-together, sometimes all you need is a little something like that. That is fabulous. I like the fact that he's kind of ripped apart, so you have to find a way to fix him. I might put a little face on top of that. In fact, I'm going to leave that to the side so that you can see what I may do with some of this stuff. I love the different color text. And I like that it's like newspaper. So it's not glossy. So it's different. I like different. So I will be putting some of these in the get-together fodder. We've gone berry crazy. That is cool. I am actually going to cut that out. I do like to cut out the words. Tearing sometimes tears my words in half. And I'm going to put these little bits in here. Here's another one. I've got blue on one side, red on the other. It's perfect. Here's some little corns and some little peas. I'm going to rip out the page. It might be easier to just rip out the image. Save it for something. Who knows what I'm going to use it for? I like the red. Saving that. And here's another one where it's blue on one side, red on the other. Gives me lots and lots of choices. Here's some more red. And here's another really cool image. Look how cool these are. They're like etchings. They've got color to them. Look at the wings and the little nest there. Hi, Mrs. Gigi. Love it. It's easier for me if I rip the page out and then take what I want off the page. A lot of times when I am harvesting while I'm watching TV, oh, and there was another one on the other side. I forgot to look at the other side. I could have been ripping something that I wanted more, so I do have to keep that in mind. But I was lucky. Look how cool these are. Use a veggie page in the hide and seek. I could do that. I could do that. And I like the red and the blue. I'm going to tear them in little tiny bits because I mostly do smaller things. If you do a lot of larger things, you might want to keep your pieces a little bit larger. And here's another image. Who needs yoga? At Trader Joe's, we bend over backwards to bring you great values every day. How funny is that? Love it. Oh, and there's a little hedgehog. And I can see through. I can't have both. I can't have both. Maybe if I cut her, I can have a little bit of hedgehog because I like the little hedgehog. Okay, what do I have left? Well, I kind of can use him. He still has his eyes. This is tiny, so I am putting it in my tiny bin over here. It'll get lost in anything bigger. And I am just going to go and cut out or tear out the images. I'm going to go back and get more of this text. It's very cool, and it will be wonderful in backgrounds of collage. So just to move it along a little bit, I'll come back and get those. Oh, look at this little penguin. How cute. How cute is that? I like the blue. I like the red. And I am ripping quickly so that I don't get a bunch of straight edges. So I'm going to be going back to that one, so I'm putting it to the side. I am not throwing it away. All right, so book page. This is Books A Million, and what I like about this one is they're advertising a lot of books that are coming out for sale. So you get a lot of the cover images, which is kind of cool. Some of these books may become bestsellers later on, and some of them may not. Look at this little guy right here. How cool is he? So it's kind of fun to use these kinds of things. I'm looking at the other side to see if there was anything there that I would want more. It's sometimes kind of fun to use these things in your art collages or art journal pages, and then later on recognize a bestseller cover and wonder where you got that. These are smaller images, so I'm putting them over here. This one is Traveling Cat Chronicles, but it's really hard to tell that that's a cat. I am going to cut that out and see what it looks like all by itself. I'm going to cut it out. I may use it. It may be a little bit too hard to recognize without the words. Not sure. When I come to what I want to use it with, I will look at it and see what happens. I like this face here. Not necessarily the words. That's just a little bit of something that's really cool. The words, the letters that are on there, it is a publication from Books A Million. They're advertising the books that are coming out, the new releases and stuff. but that, the words, the letters there would make me put things on top in places that I wouldn't normally think about putting things. So it kind of helps your creativity if you are stuck trying to figure out how to cover something. It makes you think outside the box. I like this little head. He would be great in a collage. I don't necessarily like the name of the book, but this would be one that I would kind of fussy cut around. And try to use, I'm going to do a quick job here so you can see. And use it on top of something else. Kind of like that. It needs to be this, he needs a bigger face, but you get the idea. So he goes in the small images too. Anyway, so there's quite a few things here. This is a great face. And I'm not really taking time to cut them out nicely. I am just getting them off the page, sorting them into sizes so I can find them later. All right. These are all pretty tiny. What else do I have here that I would use? This is pretty cool. Just a little image. Would be great in a glue book or a little detail on an art page. A lot of different things. Children's books. I always love the little children's illustrations. So there's a ton of them here. When I'm looking at stuff, I'm always looking at the little tiny details. I really like small. I like to work small. I like small details on my pages, on my larger pages. Okay, so I'm going to go through, and I am looking at everything. I am looking at the text. This is a different color text. I like that. Hi, Lala. Hi, Arabelle. What's going on? Oh dear. So this is a color text. I like to use this kind of stuff. I probably will save that. I'm looking for words. I'm looking for phrases. I'm looking for small images. And I see this book cover here. I'm going to keep that. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I don't know if it's going to be something that can be used, but if I don't have it, I will never know. So let me tear this text. I'm going to leave it big because sometimes I need a little bit bigger bits. All right. So here's the next page. Before I start tearing, ripping, whatever, I like to look on the back side, make sure there isn't something really spectacular that I may be tearing apart. So I kind of have to choose sometimes which one is better. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of anything. I see the word love. So I am going to save the word love. I don't usually like to save faces of people that are really, really well known. I feel guilty sometimes using well-known faces in collages if they're not models, because I don't know what they would think about some of the things that I do with my collages. So I usually don't save very famous people, but I'll save this one just because. And things like Harry Potter and those kinds of things are the same thing. I don't know how well that those are copyrighted. Thanks, Lala. So I get a little nervous when I think of using those in my art. So again, I'm going to look on the other side, see what I like best. And I really like this little girl here. I really like that. And here's another little bit that I really like. Sometimes if there's things on both sides, I will carefully cut things out and see what's left on the other side that I may be able to use. And I kind of like this couple here. So they'll probably go into a fish bit basket, and they may go onto a square sometime. Oh, here's another word. Imagination, that's a great word. So let me cut that out. And I would go through the whole thing looking for little bits. I want to get onto other kinds of books. And there's a ton of, when you get down to the articles, they have larger pictures of people and stuff. I love people. Going down with the ship, I would keep that. Strength of our voices, I would keep that. And then I would take a good look at all these little pictures and keep anything that is recognizable, okay, along with some of the titles. Book titles are very interesting to me. And then I also like to look at advertisements. I like logos for companies. These little faces are going to be saved as well. They are very cool. Very, very cool. More faces. The Lost Man. Text that's a different color. Sometimes if you're looking for many different things, have a list out there so that you don't miss something. A lot of times I will go through a magazine and try to get everything. Look at that typewriter. I love that. I am cutting that out right now before I might miss it next time. I doubt it, but I might. I'll go through them once or twice a lot of times if I've got the time, because I do find things the second and third times. Sometimes my mind is thinking one thing and it misses the words, or it misses, something on a page, or something was really small. It was not a color that my eye looked at or something. So I do go through them a few times. So I don't see any advertisements in this one. So let's move along. And I'm putting it to the side. Now that it's all shredded, putting it to the side, I will be going through and getting the rest of that stuff out. All right, so these publications are large. A lot of the county date ideas is what this one is all about. Things that you could go see for dates is what this one is. I'm not even sure where this statue is. I know that they have advertised this statue a lot. I'm not sure where it is. I think I need to go visit the statue one day. One day I will, because it's kind of cool. But these are the kinds of things that I like to look at. Faces, advertisements have wonderful logos. Look at this great flower. I would use that. Let me cut that out, or let me tear it out so that there's an edge on it already. Here's another one, another logo. It's a swan, Swan Brewing. I love that logo. The catalog is called Book Pages. It was on the counter at Books A Million. It was just their advertising magazine. They always have them on the counters. Every time I go in, they've got them on the counters. They're advertising things that are coming out so that they can make sales. They are advertising new releases and things to look out for so that you can, you know what's new. And that's all it is. It's just a little. So I'm just going to save that. All right. And this is newspaper type print. It's not glossy. Here's a Renaissance Festival. Bay Area. Where is that at? Bay Area Renaissance Festival. Where is it at? I haven't been to one of those in many, many years. I might have to look at that. But look at this king. Logos are great for small pages. Look at this kid washing his fire truck. Great for large pages. I like the fact that the magazine, the newsprint type paper is different than magazine shiny glossy paper. I like to put both in a collage. I like the way the different papers look against each other. So, and then I love these little, I'm not a big hearts person, but I love these little colored hearts. Don't know why. So I probably need to tear this image out for a bigger page. Just put it in the basket just like that. And then I've got this little bit left over for a smaller image basket. What's Bay Area? Tampa. But it doesn't have an address. It says free parking. Rain or shine. It doesn't have an address. I think that's strange. I'm actually going to rip this out, the whole thing, so that I can look at it later. So I can look at it online and see if I can find an address for it. All right. So this is a cool little piece of color texture kind of thing. That's another thing that I look for. And there's nothing on the other side. So it's pretty safe. I can rip that out and have it. Not sure what I would do with it, but it is a cool piece of texture, color. Hi, Tara. Yes, Instagram. You're on Instagram. I saw Instagram there. And I am looking, I may save some of those heads to do something with. I like the profile here. I like the way their heads are tilted. I like the colors there. What's on the other side? I like the hands. I like this guy here, and I like the heart. Oh, you've got a migraine. That's horrible. People are not having good days. I've got allergy attacks going on myself, but that's like nothing compared to what other people have. So, what do I want? I can take these things up here, these color bits. And I can take these two little bits because I like the looks of those too. And I have to decide if they're tiny, if they're small, or if they're medium. I think they're small. I'm going to put them in the small bits. And I want that too. So I just kind of rip it out randomly so it has a funny shape sometimes. These three faces are pretty cool, and I'm just going to leave them together, and I'm going to leave those faces together too. It gives me more options. All right, next page. Next page. Always look on the back to see the best side. I'm not really loving a whole lot of anything. I might want some of that. I don't necessarily want French fries. These girls are interesting. Let me grab those. Let me grab those. It's an interesting image. And oh, look at this one. What are they advertising? A historical exhibit. Look at this old picture. That is. Oh, you're harvesting too, Debbie. Fabulous. And here's another picture. So I'm actually going to cut this one just so I don't tear into it. And I am going to cut them apart and put them in my medium basket. Oh, here's another cool one. Actually, all three of those are cool. I didn't look at this first, did I? I don't remember seeing that before. So let me cut this whole strip out. Because I like those three squares right there. The guy is not too bad. And I really like him. So we're just going to put them in here. So sometimes I do organize by if it's an image or if it's a color. I don't necessarily like that, but it could be used. This is kind of interesting. I like the little bit of it. I'm not a big skull person, but I do like the crown. So, hey, Jackie. I'm going to keep it. Not sure if I'll ever really use it, but I may. I may come across it, and it might be perfect for something that I wasn't expecting it to be perfect for. You know. So this little guy here, he's interesting. I'm putting him in collage fodder for group things. And I do like large bits of text, color, texture, shapes, that kind of stuff. These are nice for abstract little collages. You use bits of them. It adds a lot of interest. So I am going to put those into the collage fodder as well. So I have collage fodder, things that are book pages and text and numbers and that kind of stuff. And then I have images. I've put all the collage fodder together pretty much. All of it goes in one. And I do kind of like this little house with the hands, holding hands. I'm going to keep that too. If it wasn't in my hand, I might not have seen it. So I do pay attention to the little details. I would probably keep that fork, the spoon and the knife, this little bit of the Tower Bridge. And here's an ice cream cone. That would be great in a collage. These guys, what are these? Grapefruits? Lots and lots of stuff. Yes, Jennifer grabbed them. I wasn't going to grab them. Jennifer grabbed them and told me to go get one. Look what I got. Go get one. I think Lala got some too. Didn't you, Lala? I love this whole page. Love the whole page. This would be really, really good for backgrounds. Ripping it in randomly into a really strange shape and gluing other things on top of it. I love the light color. Hi, Adele. It's so nice to see everybody. It's large. I can use bits of it, or I could use the whole thing in something. I love that. I am going to save this as a whole page. That's why I need the big baskets. Because sometimes I come across something that I want to keep as large as possible until I decide what it needs to be, or it decides what it wants to be. I love that. It's going into the large basket. And I would probably keep this text too, just because it's nice. And the words. All the little words. Go thrifting. Oh, this is the list of dates. Take a trip to the Barn Antiques. See a theater show. Check out the Polk Museum of Art. That's where I got this. Yoga class, ball game. Curb market, the farmer's market. Lots of interesting ideas. I'll have to go back and look at that. All right, so that's what I would do. Here's another great large image. Oh, another advertisement. Look at this hand. Look at the hand. It looks very old, and being on the newspaper print, it really looks old. Up here is a building and a couple. I would keep those. Tear them out, rip them out, cut them out, separate them, and then I would put them in the different size fodders that I've got going on. So I don't normally keep food unless it's like a piece of fruit or something kind of like that. Food makes me hungry. I don't necessarily want to see food in my collages. I don't enjoy it, so I don't usually keep that. Welcome, everyone. Everyone, welcome. I would probably keep those. You would take the whole page? I'm not a big food person. I was saving drinks for a while, but I wasn't using them, so I've stopped taking and saving drinks. Over here, we've got part of a 2 and part of a 9. I love the colors of those. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything on the other side that I need. I would rip off that little bit from the words. And the edge doesn't necessarily have to be the entire number, but I love numbers, and I love numbers that that have color on them. I would use that in a collage, just like that, a random collage. So I am saving that. I'm also going to save the 9. You would save the whole antique page. I would normally, well, I might. There might be some text on there that, when I go back, I'll look at it again. Let's go look at it again. There's text, there's letters. I like to save letters. I like to do the ransom note type words sometimes on a page. So I will save letters a lot of times. And the text here, let's just let me, there's so many different things on this page. It's probably a good idea for me just to rip it out so you can see what you can get from the page. All right, so let's start from this corner over here. I like this building. I really like the hand, so I want to make sure that that hand stays pretty big. I like the building. I can use that in a lot of different things. I'm going to take off the white bits. And you don't have to do that. Sometimes if you keep it squared, it works really good in a corner. So I may stop doing that just so that I have more options. But that's a medium, smallish bit that would look really nice, in a collage. Where did that little head go? I don't even know. But, put a praying mantis with it, collage it up, random little bits of things that you wouldn't expect together. I love this hand. That is the next thing that I am definitely going to save. Just like that. When I get ready to use it, I will probably tear around it a little bit better, or maybe even fussy cut around it. But for now, I'm just putting it in the basket with the right size. I can find it later and it will be used in something. I do like this text. I use this a lot in backgrounds, so I will save that. This one too. Who knows what I will use that for? All right, so I do like this little building here. It's pretty tiny, so I'm going to put it with the tiny bits. And this little couple here, also tiny bits, so I'm going to put them in there. And then you've got some letters. Most of the time I will cut the letters out singly. I have envelopes, one for every letter of the alphabet, that I put letters into. And then when I want to spell something out, there's lots of hands in the Trader Joe flyers. Of course, I got one that didn't have any hands in it. But I put them in their letter envelopes, and then when I go to spell out a word, I can choose, all the letters that I need, and that's how I sort out letters. And there's some numbers here too that I would probably take. So I'm going to put those to the side to get those later. But that's how I would take apart a page like that with all kinds of different stuff on it. So, of course, I keep all the letters in mind, all the words, all the phrases. There's some cool little images here. This guy would be a lot of fun. He's skydiving. And this image too would be a lot of fun, over a cupcake or a piece of cake or something, like he was going to fall into some kind of food or a cup of coffee or something like that. That would be fun. And I do like newsprint kinds of things. I like the texture of it in backgrounds and collage. So sometimes I will, just save, pages like this so that when I'm looking for newsprint text, I can find it. There's another little face down here. And that's how I would go through some of these things. I love this. I like the looks of it as a you tried sorting your images by you had too many categories. I do not sort by categories. The only thing I sort by categories is if I am looking for a scavenger hunt category and I need so many alligators for a page, I will sort them out for something like that. If I want a ton of the same kinds of things, but I do not sort out by themes. I sort everything by size. If I'm working on a small little fish bit book, I want to be able to go to a smaller basket and find smaller images. If I'm working in a larger journal, I want to go to a larger images and be able to find images that will work, and then go to the smaller images and put smaller images on top to layer it all up. But I find things easier if things are organized by size. There's some people down here. I like the looks of this. This is very abstract. I will save this for backgrounds. I will definitely be saving this just to rip up randomly and to glue images on top of. I just really like the way it looks. Some more people images, and that is the end of the magazine. So I will be going through that and getting those things out. And here's just another one. Here's a great image on the cover. Here's that, what do you call that? The dance company that's going through. You started using my method. It is less stressful. It is less stressful. Look at this guy. He'd be great in a little collage square. So I would do the same thing. Looking for more. Yep. I'd have to save that whole thing. That would have to go on a page. I like the eyes. Tidbits. The art of expression. This one looks like it's got quite a bit of stuff in it too. I like the piano guys. And, I would save him too. He would be funny with the bottom half of another face, like a magazine, a shiny magazine girl or something. Hi, Becky. That would be funny to put two faces together. Anyway, so, and this is the same thing that I would do for just regular magazine or regular newspapers. You want to go through the advertising, the sports page and get those pictures out. You want to go through the comics and the puzzle pages and save those. Look at this little puppy. And the dog and the cat there, I would also save that, and the paw. Look at all these little pictures of people. Lots and lots in here to save. Tapestries, Lakeland. Look at the fish. Look at the fish. I've got to save him right now. Don't know, he's kind of large. This is an oversized publication. I don't know where I can use him, but I like him. I might have to cut them in half and use half on one side of the page and half on the other side. Something kind of like in the Anything Goes book. I'm looking for an image for a page. Something like that. I could put him like off center, cut it a little bit so it goes on both sides of the page. Yeah, gotta save him. He's got to go someplace special. He's pretty cool. All right, so that's how I would go through and find stuff. There's all kinds of neat color bits. I love color. And here's the puzzle page. I love these for backgrounds. Cartoons, the puzzles, all of that stuff, I save all of it. Oh, Forever Friends. There's some little dogs and cats. Lots and lots of things in here. I will be coming back to that. All right. So here is another County Cultural Arts magazine. It is for Polk County, I assume. Look at that wonderful image. Here's another one. Here's a face. Magic. A sun. Here's a crown. Purple. Oh, it's a dragon too. I didn't see the dragon. A theater. Windows. Doors. Museum. I like words like museum. A singer. A band. Some dancers. Season of special performances. I would be saving all of this close to it all. Here's a great out of focus something for a background. I will cut out the sun. A dancer. I love the dancers. I will be cutting that out. Piano player. The trumpet players. This little half face. Love it. Choirs. Here's a dashing young man sitting at a piano. He would look great in a collage. Yes, he would. So, expressions. Oh, look at that dancer. A tree. Calling all dancers. I would save those words. Calling all dancers. These guys are excellent too. I would probably save that. I'm not big into flowers. I don't usually do a lot of flowers, but I am saving them for my get-togethers. So other people I know really like that kind of stuff, so I'm saving them for that. Let me get focused here. There we go. Let me just leave it flat here. Another dancer in front of some pictures. Faces. Piano guys again. Look at this little artist with her easel. The nuns. Look at the faces. Nonsense. Look at that. That is hilarious. A world of nonsense. I would save that too. Okay. There's also some little advertisements up here. Let me show you close up. A lot of people miss these kinds of things. That is a cute little image right there. This little itsy bitsy tiny would go into one of my little tins. This little guy also would go into my tins. It's tiny, it's little. Take a good look when you're looking at stuff. Look at logos. Look at what they're advertising. Take your time when you're harvesting stuff. You'll miss things. Have a list of things that you're looking for. because you'll forget that you're looking for words and you'll pass up some good stuff. These images are really nice. That's also a really good image. These are interesting as well. Somebody else's art. I wanted to read about the rocks. I am not familiar with, I know that people paint rocks and leave them for other people to find, but I didn't realize it was a whole big thing. And here's some little tiny pictures in here. So lots and lots. Barbershop singers. Look at the little Muppets. It goes with the faces, I suppose. So there's lots and lots in these free publications. Here's a great flower face. That's a tower. Take a look at everything. Oh, dancers. Even though it's cut off, I would still cut that out to use. I could put something else in front to cover up the fact that his whole leg is not there. And he's kind of cool too. Look at him. Look at him. He is spectacular. Oh, and he's kind of cool too. So I'd have to kind of pick and choose which one I'd really want. I may be able to take one and have part of the other one. And that's another thing that I do. And perfect example right here. The things are on both sides. It's hard sometimes to choose which one you really want. Sometimes I will leave this bit and not tear it up because I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I may want this one, but I may want this one as well. This one is my favorite one. I really like this one the best at this point, and I will leave it face up in my basket so that I get it. I do try to look on the other side before I start tearing, just in case. But if I were to just tear this out, save him in one basket, and then turn this over and see what I'm left with, something really pretty cool. Now, I wouldn't have been able to plan that. This is the kinds of things that I put in my discard glue book. Things that might have gone into the garbage if I hadn't turned the page around to take a look and see what was there. So this is how I'm going to save him. I'm going to put him in the basket. He'd be really, really cool. Just like that. So, just because you've taken some of the image off does not necessarily mean that you don't want to keep it. It's more artistic this way. It's more interesting. It forces you to do something new that you might not have thought about doing if it was a whole image. So these kinds of things, I love when these appear and make themselves, when they make themselves. Here's also another, this is just a brochure from the art museum. There's that piece of art again. And I would just, I might just keep the whole thing. Just tear it out that way and put it in medium to large. You have to decide what size that you like to work in, that you usually work in, that you will be working in. And, maybe some of these really, really large pieces are just too large. But think that the large pieces you can always tear down to a smaller size using just a portion of it. it would be great. This, just this part of this image would be usable in just about anything. I could use this in a small, tiny little journal, and it would be fabulous in that. And you could put just a little tiny, maybe this couple sitting on the book in her lap or something on the page. You never know what you're going to use something for. So try to keep as much of it as possible, and you may only use, a tiny little bit of it. And use the feet for something else. Put a different figure on top of the feet. You never know what you're going to use. But you have options, things that will work. When you're left with a little bit of something you just don't know what to do with, but it's too interesting to throw away, that will make an interesting nitwit. Jane, if you're still here, that would make a great nitwit. All right. Thank you all for your thumbs up, you guys. Mods are asking for thumbs up. Okay, there's nothing here that I want. I do want this face. And I really don't need the rest of this. Maps are good, but I have plenty of maps. All right. So, and here's another one of those little brochures that I found, Jennifer found in the art museum. Look at this cool pink picture. It would be great for a background. It would be great in a collage. The figures. There's another great figure that would be great in a collage. I love black with white writing for backgrounds. Look at all the little bits and pieces that you can find in here. That would be great. Fussy cut out and put into a collage. Look at all these. I mean, page after page of cool stuff. Of course, things are printed on the backs of other things, so you'd have to make a choice of which one you'd really, really want. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Roesta. Oh, look at that. Oh, really cool. Oh, look at that. That's that famous painting. Some really, really neat things in here. Really neat. So I'm going to have to go through this, and I probably will save just about everything. I do save a lot of these maps. They make great backgrounds in collage. Look at that little tiny itsy bitsy bit there. That would be perfect for my itsy bitsy tiny little glue book. Or any other page, a little tiny detail like that really makes a difference. And look at all these images. Lots of cool stuff in there. The camera. That's a cool image too. I haven't had a chance to look yet. I haven't had a chance to look. I get out of the house once a week. My errand day is on Friday. That's when I will be able to go and look. Oh, look at this one. It's kind of a collage already. How cool is that? I love that. Very interesting. I'm going to be saving all these little bits. Look at that. I'll be saving all these little bits. I'm going to get, what I'm going to do for the glue, we're having a glue situation, people. We are having a glue situation. I think that Elmer's Extreme is going to be hard to find. And so I am going to be buying a few different types. I'm going to go to Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and Walmart. I am going to do some, I think we might do it on Sunday. Janet. Or I may do it next week on Tuesday. I'm going to get a tester page out. We're going to glue with all the different kinds of glues, and we're going to set it aside for a while and see how well the glues hold up. Sometimes it takes more than a year for the glues to start lifting, which is the case for the Elmer's Craft Bond. So, but at least we can start trying to find a substitute anyway. So this is a catalog I got in my post box. And I enjoy catalogs as well because they're free. I don't have to pay for them. But look at all the little bits of color, figures. They're selling stuff, people. They make these photographs totally amazing. Star, 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 star. Avery. I don't know if I've ever heard of Avery. Is it a glue stick? So I would go through, this is a great figure for a small collage. I like the position she's in. She's got a little bit of a background that you can see her. I would keep that. Here's another face, some butterflies, a lot of butterflies, a cup with some tea in it, flowers, silverware. I love cupboards. I don't know what it is. I put cupboards and things like that in a background. It might just be me. Some chairs. I like the patterns too. Those make good details in collages. Where do you get Avery? Lisa had to order it from Amazon. Tara, you keep those glasses on. Okay, so catalogs. Any catalogs are good. I used to get wig catalogs, which were great for faces. Lots and lots of faces in that. Lots of great colors. Chairs. A coffee cup with a clock on it. I will get a Yoo-hoo too, if I can find Yoo-hoo. I might as well do a comparison with all the glues. Can I find Yoo-hoo at Michael's or Hobby Lobby? Love these guys. I've gotten this catalog quite a few times. I always save these two people. I'm not a big shopper, but I just like those figures. Red, just as a piece of background. Color your world. Here's a little giraffe. I'm going to start, my voice is going to start cracking. Look at the phones. Not that anybody would recognize those anymore. And these bottles with the lights on them, I would save that too. That's a great look. And here's a little giraffe planter down here. They've all gotten expensive. I will give it, excuse me, there goes my voice. I may have to have a drink of water. Too much talking. I'm not accustomed to talking too much. This little skull thing here is kind of interesting. It would be kind of interesting to put a face, and then the face would have horns. But catalogs are great for images. They're trying to sell you something, so they make the pictures really cool. I've saved this image every time I find it. I don't know what it is about the thinker and this face down here in the cabinet. I love the looks of that and the reflections of them as well. I like them in. They don't have Extreme on the Elmer's website. Are you kidding me? They must be discontinuing it. That's ridiculous. I protest. Here's some letters. I would save those for my letters so that I can spell out words. That's a wonderful face. Ooh, look at this lion table. The elephants. Some of this I would fussy cut around too. Look at that lion. A tree. Window. Another tree and a window. Tigers. There's a stack of animals. The hourglass is cool. I really like objects in my collages, so I try to like windows, that kind of thing. I've been really enjoying fussy cut images in my collages, so I try to save anything that might be an object that I can fussy cut and put in other things. The lamp would be cool. Catalogs are fabulous. Look at the cityscape. Wings. You know you've seen me use these wings before. I love these wings. And they're in 2 different sizes. Well, 3 different sizes if you count the itsy bitsy ones. Yes, yes, yes. Color. Perfectly. Clocks. That's another thing that I do separate out. Watch faces and clocks. That's a cool image there. So that when I'm looking for that kind of thing, I can find it. I like that. I like the chairs. Home. Coffee pot with the cups is fabulous. All these little guys here would save every one of them. Of course, things are on both sides, so I'd have to make a choice, which sometimes can be very hard. I love the sayings. I'm not going to stop and read all that, but you get the idea. Go through your catalogs. Look at that window. That window is fabulous. That would look great in a collage. I am actually going to rip that out and put it in my large images because I really like that. And when I'm harvesting, so here's a little thing that just fell out, a little junk mail thing. It's for life insurance. I like this little guy. I would use him in a lot of different things. I think I've got 1 or 2. So let me open this up and rip him off so I can put him in the basket. Is there anything else that I would use on this? No, not really. Put that in the garbage. So, catalogs. Free images. How cute. You ordered. Well, that's a good deal. If you're getting two, let me say it out loud because the chat won't be here. Let me find it. I can't believe that they don't have Extreme on the website. Lisa says she ordered it on Amazon, Elmer's Extreme on Amazon, 2 for $2.97. People, all those people that do their shopping online, look at this. Please go buy glue from them. If enough people buy the extreme, they think that their people are going crazy for it all of a sudden. Maybe they'll bring it back. Maybe they won't discontinue it. I really love that stuff. Another one that I really, really like and have not seen in forever is Scotch brand permanent glue stick. There's another little bit that I would save. Another window. I usually go much slower, but it really takes a lot of time to go through. There's some butterflies there. Another window, a lamp, a butterfly. I like this desk here, which would be really cool in a collage. Here's some dragons. And this is true for, look at that tiger. Almost any kind of catalog. You can order catalogs online. Sometimes they have catalogs that they will send you, physical catalogs to your address. One of them that I love, what was it called? I don't think I get it anymore. I don't think I've gotten it since I moved. I loved it. I loved it. Someone remind me. It was my favorite one. This is also, what is this? I don't remember where I got this, but it is also one of those advertising type magazines. It's got a lot of advertising in it for places, events, that kind of thing. Looks like this one is from Georgia. There's a hand. It's newsprint. It's got some wonderful words in it, some great images. Some images. So I would use some of the text and the images and words and sometimes numbers out of something like this. See, you can find them anywhere. Scotch glue stick, is it the permanent glue stick or is it the washable glue stick? I don't like the washables. Washables are not as strong as permanent. So this one is, these both are brochures. This one is for Virginia. You find these in the tourist information spots. Most major cities, most larger cities have a tourist place that you can go and find out what you can see in the area, what there is to do, and events that are coming up and stuff. I love these little brochures because they have tons of great little photos in them. Tons. Again, they're trying to get you to come and see their thing. Oh, that sounds good. Hi, Lenore. Hi, Simona. Like a catalog from the Whole Foods, right outside of Whole Foods. I don't go to Whole Foods. I might have to try finding a Whole Foods so I can go in and get a brochure then. Same thing for this. You know, it's an animal attraction. It's got lots of great images, pictures, tons and tons of things to collect. Great images. Here's a great eagle head. What's on the other side? I just want to do this real fast. It's caught my eye. Let me fussy cut around him as quickly as I can. Let's see if I can get around this, get the white out of there. It'd be more effective without all that white blocking the background. All right, still got a little. All right, so I have cut him out. I moved my garbage can. It works almost perfectly. I love this kind of thing. I really do enjoy that kind of thing. Anyway, so little brochures like this are great. And like I said before, you can, when you order something from the States to find out what they have, a lot of times they will include, brochures like this if you're looking for zoos, animal attractions, museums. They will put in these little brochures so that you can see more of that kind of thing. How are we looking at time? It says permanent bond, but also washable. I'm suspicious. Yeah, I might have to hit it just a little bit, the little figure. I would have to, yeah, cut just a little bit so that I'm not sure if that's exactly what I'm going to use it for, but you have an idea. If you cut a little bit of the hat so that the head looks like it's fitting inside the hat, it would be better. This was just a little quick thing. Just a little quick thing. All right, so this also is a magazine that someone brought me from a hotel. It was in the hotel lobby, I guess, and it's for advertising restaurants and places to shop in the area so that people who don't have something to do for a few hours can figure out, where they could go. So I like these kinds of things too. Extreme also says washable. Mine doesn't. Mine does not say washable. It says school glue. Does not say washable anywhere. No washable. I don't know why yours say washable. A state tourism site. Huh. I like the windows here, windows and doors, trees. I like this scene. I don't know why. I love the smiles on these people, the eyes. That's a cool little bit right there. I like the free magazines. They're trying to get you to go and spend money at these places. Cars are also great in collages. Objects of any type. I like to fussy cut around things like that and put them in odd places in my collages. Makes them more interesting. Things like this, just a little bit of texture. Oh, thank you, Ray. Sounds interesting. You didn't have to do that. I could have gotten some, but thank you. I suppose I need to go and check my post office box. It says it on the package. It says it on the package. Let me go to my package real fast. I'm curious. Let me come right back. Oh, it does say it. This is my last 2-pack of my hurricane supplies, people. It's my last one. I'm like using every other kind of glue because I don't want to open it. It does say washable on there. It does say washable on the package. Thank you, Raylyn. Thank you. Friday is my day to go and look at stuff, so or my errands day. I got sidetracked. It's my precious, yes. I'm like I'm digging out every single glue stick that I have to use in my projects, and I until I find some more. And I was actually looking for it Monday or Friday, last Friday, and couldn't find it at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. Got very upset. So these kinds of magazines anyway. Oh, look at this. See, this would be great for a large page spread with the head of, something else. How fun would that be? That's exactly what you bought for $2.97. I got my 2-packs. This is what Lisa found on Amazon for $2.97, which is a good deal because I can usually find one glue stick pack at Walmart for $1.97. So the second one for $1, that's a good deal. I have seen the single packs at Michael's, but it was $3.99, and I did not get it, and I should have. So that's a really good deal if you want to try to find them on Amazon. The 2-pack right now, $2.97. All right. Did I miss somebody? Hi, Derriere. Derriere? Helena. I like Helena. I can say that. Hello? You're like that with 2 last favorite pens. You can't get any more, so you're saving them. I will get desperate, people. I will get desperate, and it will get opened. Anyway, so that's what I would do there. Anyway, and then we've just got just a few minutes left, and I wanted to go through a good housekeeping, real simple. They're not necessarily my favorites, but you can usually find quite a bit of stuff in there. They always have different kinds of articles, and they always have some kind of picture to go with the articles. So that is really cool right there. More time for you is a great little saying. Uh-oh, I lost my chat. Okay. I lost my chat. Let's get focused. 10 more minutes, guys. 10 more minutes. I do look at these. It takes me at least an hour. I need to go through these fairly slowly so that I can see all the little tiny bits. Of course, something like this is pretty noticeable, but then, look at the little tiny bits in advertising. I like all the faces here. I like this group of people. This is interesting. Testing. I like the words. I like the images, and I like the words there. So I would save all of that. These kinds of magazines do have great words. They have interesting articles that always have interesting titles. And I like the advertising too. I can find all kinds of cool words, single words, women, change, faces. What a wonderful face that is. Bye, Arabella. I hope you do come back. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by and having some fun. I like these colors. I would probably save these little bits just for the color. And this little dove here too. This little bit is great. So I would save all these little bits. I save everything. I don't necessarily use them all. If I've got something in a basket or, a box, I still have some shoe boxes full of some images that I haven't had a chance to do anything with. That is a very cool hand, and I like the balloons too. Okay. If I have seen an image for a year or two and I still haven't used it, sometimes I will take it out and find another home for it. Put it in the basket or the bin for the get-together. This little bit of fruit, love that. And I love this color. I would save this color. That would be great in the background of a collage. The sweater would be great for putting a nitwit together with. Put some legs on it, like ballerina legs, a funny head, like this frog. Would be great in a collage. Here's a lady that's got a headache. Well, breathe like a yogi. I guess she's breathing. And I do like when I find some handwritten stuff in these things, I like to save that as well. I like the looks of handwriting. Flowers, soothing scents, fresh blooms, make something, carve out mindful moments. Here's a cookie. Get your sweat on. Here's a piece of bicycle. Might be kind of cool. So yeah, I do look at all the little bits, the backgrounds. There's a cool little door here with a fence in it, right in front of it. I would probably save that little bit for a background for a smaller book. I don't necessarily save food, but some people do. Some of these I might save for the get-togethers. Here's a lady painting with a great window in the background. Here's some great windows in the background, a great couple here, some numbers. Here's another bit of, would be a great background. Look at the colors on that. Just tear that out. Oh, there's a competing thing there. I'd have to decide which one. I don't want to decide right now, so I'll get back to it later. Here's some kitties. We like the kitties. The mom and daughter. Here's some little books. And also the covers of the books have little pictures on them. Take a look at the little words. If we're doing ATCs, we're going to want little tiny words. Spy suspense. And there's a little spy on that book. Hi, Norma. So, take a look at the little tiny bits. Really take a good look. Here's a little how it starts. Let me tell you. I would save that. That would be great on an ATC or a small fish bit book. It would be great. Working and lurking. Thanks for saying hello. Hi, Sharon. And I like the advertising. I spend quite a bit of time in the advertising because of the little, I like tiny. This is where I find my little tiny bits. There's 3 faces. Here is a hand with, you know what that thingy is, but that's interesting. It's interesting, not necessarily the body, but, you could do something with the hand. And you've got letters, join us, quest for better in writing, which is fabulous, sleep peacefully, ginger, here's an eyeball at the bottom. Take a look at all the little details. You might be missing something. That's cool color right there. Hug therapy. And look, there's a couple hugging with a little heart. It's a thing. I would save that too. Bye, Becky. Thanks for being here. All right, so take your time. Look at this stuff. You might be missing things. Go through advertising for sure. Look at places that are around you for free publications. Free is the best. It is the best. You don't have to worry about, wasting money on something. You can rip with reckless abandon and not worry about wasting money. And still get a lot of great images, things to use in collage and art journal pages. Something that's different. Something great. Thank you, everyone, for all your thumbs up. You guys are fabulous. It was great chatting with you. I hope I've given you some jump-off points to go collect some fodder. I'm going to be doing some art journal pages. I will be using this stuff. And I didn't really tear out a bunch because I didn't want to take the time to cut and tear. But look at all the stuff that's in this basket now. I have all this little stuff, tiny little stuff, from just a couple of little, hi Pam, a couple of little, publications. And all of this stuff, when I get done with this little pile, which isn't really that big, I'm going to have a ton of interesting images to use on pages. Thank you all for your thumbs up. I will be working on some new videos. I am working on the organization. I think that's kind of where my mind is mostly, and that's why I didn't do a project today, is because I am thinking where is all this stuff and how do I organize it so I can find it again? All right. Thank you all. You all are fabulous. I love spending time with you. I will be back on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. You guys are great. It was a lot of fun. Thank you all for your thumbs up. And thank you all, those people that are watching the recordings. I really, really do appreciate you watching and your thumbs up and your comments as well. I will be answering comments as I can. Thank you all. And I will be getting glue sticks on Friday, and we'll do some kind of tester. I don't know how to test the testers, but we'll figure it out. At least we can get some testing started. All right? Get this glue stick situation under control. Thanks, everybody. You guys are fabulous. I will see you on Sunday.